Welcome to the Chamber Spotlight, a local talk show podcast brought to you by the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce in association with the local scene. We'll be recording on a regular basis and we'll cover many topics that span local businesses, local elections, local town governance, and a citizens' academy. I'm your host, Fraser Townley, and today we're sitting down with Nicole Lydic. Nicole, how are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
Okay, Nicole is going to talk recycling. But before we do that, we're going to cut to Andrea Cesarini, who's got some town headlines for you. I'm with Andrea Cesarini, and we're here to discuss town headlines for week commencing the 16th of February.
Thank you, Fraser. So this week, the public meetings, the Council on Aging, the Library Trustees, and the Select Board all have meetings on Wednesday, February 18th. Meetings need to be scheduled within 48 hours, so check the section of the town website titled Public Meetings for the latest update. A reminder that a majority of these meetings are broadcast on the local scene. Meetings can be rewatched on www.thelocalscene.media/Pembroke/. Property tax exemptions, except for veterans exemptions, are due Wednesday, April 1st, 2026. For additional information, please contact the assessor's office at 781-293-2393. Excise tax bills that were recently mailed out are due Thursday, February 26th. The Council on Aging is hosting a reflexology appointments with Ann Brennan on Monday, March 2nd. They are $30 a session. You must be 60 years or older. Spots are limited. Please call 781-294-8220 to sign up. Please see the main page of the town's website for a helpful guide to prevent frozen pipes this winter. Some tips were adding extra insulation, eliminating drafts, keep warm air circulating, letting the faucet run, disconnecting and draining garden hoses and irrigation systems, and protecting outdoor water meters. A reminder to please register your dog with the town clerk's office by April 1st to avoid any late fees, and please return your annual street listing or annual census by June 1st to avoid being listed as inactive on the voter registration rolls. Nomination papers for the May 2026 local election are currently available. Papers can be pulled up until Wednesday, March 25th, and must be returned Friday, March 27th. To date, no one has pulled papers for the 2 open planning board seats, the open housing authority seat, or the open water commissioner seat. And a reminder, this will already have aired, but the town hall, town library, community center, and council on aging will be closed Monday, February 16th for President's Day.
Terrific. Thanks very much, Andrea.
Thank you.
Okay, that was the town headline, or headlines, apologies. Today is not Monday the 16th because it's President's Day, so we're recording a little bit ahead of time. You'll get that from the town news. Nicole, recycling. I was super impressed by your performance on the select board.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
Yes,
I was very
tuned
nervous.
in. You shouldn't be. You got a lot to say. Why don't we start with your bio? Who are you?
Oh, God. So I'm Nicole Lydic. I was actually born Nicole Roach. I've lived in Massachusetts for my entire life. And I've sort of have that need to save the world. When I was 5 years old, I found a crow that had got tangled up in some plastic and it had broken its wing, but I released it from the plastic, and then my father said, "You can't bring that in the house." So I learned quickly that, things can damage not just the trees and whatnot, that everything that we put out in this planet affects others. So from that very early start of that experience, I began a club in my high school called POWER, which was protecting our world's environmental resources.
That's correct as well. Good spelling.
Thank you. I went to university at Fordham, and after I started actually working for Greenpeace, Greenpeace actually started to dissolve their local chapters in 1998. So I, at that point, was furloughed. I was let go, and I have had quite a few jobs.
When you say furloughed, I always imagine Greenpeace was a volunteer situation.
Oh, no, some at the time they were paying canvassers to go out and educate people. In fact, the project I worked on most was the factory trawling of our fisheries, destroying the fisheries by tearing up the bed of the ocean.
Yep.
And we would go out and there were people who would speak to individuals in their home. They'd knock on doors and spread this information. But I actually was working on what was considered their concert committee. So I traveled with them to some of the larger music festivals, such as Lollapalooza, Horde Festival, things like that. And I would have a table and speak to people there.
Terrific. Very good. Did you ever go on what was the name of the boats they had?
The Zephyrs.
No, there was a bit. There was a big.
Oh, the big boat. I don't recall.
You didn't go on that.
No, I was. Oh goodness, that's 30 years ago now.
No, I know. Okay, good. So that's a background.
Yes.
How much of that background? Okay, I'm going to ask you a different question. Talk to me about the recycling. You're on the recycling committee, or you work for the town's recycling?
So I work for the town in the assessor's office, but I volunteer my time on the recycling committee.
Okay.
It's actually the recycling sustainability committee, and we have a great crew of folks with varying levels of interest and priorities. Megan, the chair, is very good with permaculture, sustainable gardening, things like that. Evan, who is also on the committee, is an expert at composting and various styles of composting.
Right.
I'm plastic.
How big is the committee?
So right now we have 5 members. We should have 7. So we are looking for people. If this is something that interests anybody, we'd be happy to meet with them and have them come aboard.
Steve Curley's on that committee?
Yes, he is.
Yeah,
yes.
he mentioned he knew about our meeting today, so he brought that up. Okay, so and they're appointed or elected?
So we're appointed. You apply, fill out an application. The select board will then invite you and say, yes, you're great for this role.
Yeah. And how often do you meet?
We meet once a month on the second Wednesday of each month.
Okay, very good. All right, so that's the committee. That's how it's made up. It's not made up of elected people. It's appointed, but it's volunteer.
Correct.
Okay, so talk to me about the town's recycling.
So
actually, stop.
Sure.
Let's go back. You mentioned something. Your plastics.
Yes.
So what does that mean? Your plastics.
Well, I seem to be the most well-versed in which types of plastic are recyclable, what's not recyclable, and where to recycle things that can't go in your curbside bin. Because almost all plastic is recyclable, but it doesn't all belong in the bin.
Right.
There are different places to take it. So that's more my specialty on the committee.
And where did you get that specialist? Was that with Greenpeace, or is that just something you're interested in?
That was with Greenpeace.
Oh, it was
yes.
it?
Well, it was also a funny little story. I had a cat that would continuously eat plastic bags. So I'd go shopping, I'd come home, and the cat would start chewing on the handles of the bags. And I said, I need to figure out a way not to ever bring a plastic bag home because this is going to hurt my cat. So that's what really started it.
Did you ever get to the bottom of what the cat was interested in?
No.
This is a very, now, let me tell you, I'm cheating. This is a very, very personal question because I have a cat.
Okay.
I've got 3 cats.
Yeah.
The male of this, they're all from the same litter, but the male does exactly that. Actually digs into the recycling bag, pulls out polythene and chews on it. But if you have anything, it could be a bag of chips, it could be anything.
Yep.
Loves to chew on it. And I can never work out, is it the texture? Is there a nutrient that they're getting from it? I don't know.
I can
but
honestly...
Thanks for not helping with that question, by the way.
I do think it's a texture thing. I think it might be a behavior to sort of clean their teeth. The feeling of actually breaking through something as well. You know, cats, they're predators. They're made to bite into something and tear it apart. And in feeding them regular cat food, they don't get that instinctive.
Interesting.
Yeah,
But why don't the other cats do it?
that baffles me. I don't know.
Okay. I've
But
never
it's
known.
only males. My cat was a male as well. And I
Oh.
have a female cat that has never touched plastic.
Okay, so anybody listening in that's got a male cat that does the same, put it in the comments or whatever, and we'll hear
We'll
back
get
from
down
you.
to it.
Yeah.
To the bottom of it.
So, being on the recycling committee, is that why you got involved with? Because you do the tours of the recycling, don't you?
Yes, I've done a couple of them. Yeah.
Okay, talk to me about that.
It's crazy. It's actually a very, it's a large facility, and
Whereabouts is it, by the way?
it's in Avon,
Where is that?
which
How many-
is it's about 20 minutes off of Route 24.
Okay.
Not too far away, but the size of it is what makes that the best area
Yeah.
for it, obviously. And the trucks come in, they dump their loads, then they have little cats that move it around, and it all gets compressed. But in the working environment, you're working on like those diamond steel floors and empty stairwells, graded stairwells that are also iron. They're very precarious, very slippery, but obviously there are reasons they're built this way. And
Industrial.
Exactly. It's cost, it's materials, it's all of that. But it does make it a very dangerous
Okay.
place to be. And I guess that's part of why I'm pushing even more for this safety issue of the plastic bags in our curbside recycling, because when bags or wires or anything gets caught in the machinery that breaks this down, they have to stop the process.
Okay. I understand that. We're going to talk about that. But before we get to what the problems are, what is the actual process? So the trucks come in, they dump their load, cats peel it off. But what's going on in the recycling center?
So there are these large conveyor belts. Everything is sort of put onto a conveyor belt. There are lasers that sort the materials. So cardboard goes down one chute.
Right.
Plastic goes down another chute. Paper goes another way.
So it's not manually sorted.
It is not manually sorted.
Okay.
No.
I think that's important. So anyone because we've got some issues with our recycling that we want to get onto.
Absolutely.
But I think in order for people to understand what those issues are, they need to understand what the process is.
Correct.
So we've got lasers, you said. Lasers are scanning the items and doing the sorting for us.
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead.
So
Continue.
because it's lasers and not people sorting through it, things get missorted.
Right.
Because, they're not humanized. It's just this laser that shoots to determine what type of material is. So when they're sorted, they end up into these big grinders, especially the plastic. If you can think of a burr grinder, it's that sort of thing. Very, very dangerous. And with this large conveyor belt just dumping all of this material into a shredder.
Right.
And then from there, it's all compressed and packed into little cubes. So if you think about a car
So after it's been
crusher-
ground, after it's ground, it's then compressed into cubes.
Correct.
Right. Which is the bit, what's the process where, so I know, so we had a bylaw where we asked for the black plastic to be removed from takeout.
Yes.
And there was two proponents or components to that. The first one was it was costing us money in recycling. And the second one, it was a health issue.
Correct.
The carcinogenics in the black plastic coming from e-waste and what have you. Talk to me about the black. Why isn't black recyclable?
Well, e-waste is not recyclable.
Sure.
Well, it is in certain facilities, but from our facility, that is not something that they handle.
Right.
The black plastic specifically can't go into the bins because those lasers don't register the black plastic, so
Right.
they contaminate
Precisely.
it. Yes.
Yeah. And the plastic bags, the shopping bags or the carrier bags, what's the problem? What do they cause?
So they actually break down the equipment. They tangle into those grinders.
Right.
And so when those grinders get tangled, someone has to manually go in and undo it. And some of these employees have lost limbs, some have lost lives. Because again, you've got this big conveyor belt, a giant shredder, and it's clogged.
Yeah.
It's like putting your hand into a lawnmower.
Yeah. Not a smart thing to do. And so what happens, I mean, the downtime on that machine is how long?
It depends. It definitely would depend. Sometimes it's half a day. Sometimes they're able to get it cleared fairly quickly. It does depend on what the material is and how deep into the grinder.
I've got to say, half a day sounds like an awful lot of productivity downtime.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Just for one carrier bag.
And that's why our trash prices have been going up, is because with all of this downtime, they're not getting their work done. And, it's not just Pembroke causing this. Other towns have this issue as well. But that's a big issue, and that's what's driving our prices up.
And so we want the town folk to understand. I mean, we're not trying to ban people from doing certain things, but we want the town folk to understand what the costs are and what the issues are. So what do the town folk, what are they supposed to do with the plastic bags?
So the best thing to do with plastic bags is to bring them back to Stop and Shop, Big Y.
Right.
A lot of especially grocery stores, but other retailers like Target have these recycle bins at their doorways.
Yep.
They're a little discreet. They're just tall white bins with a little green recycling symbol on them. But you can take all of those bags and they will be recycled through that program, which actually makes Trex decking.
Trex decking.
So Trex, the company, purchases those plastic bags, whatever's in that, and they'll recycle it and make a deck.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yes.
And siding as well. It's not just decking, but they make recyclable. That's very cool.
Yeah.
One comment I would make about the plastic bins in the supermarkets, and I do use them, is most people are going to collect their plastic bags. And they end up with a big ball of plastic bags. You can't get those in those bins without taking the bin apart. Am I right? Come on. Can we do something about that?
Well, you're right. I will say the Market Basket in Hanover doesn't have a lid on the bin anymore.
Oh, good.
So I think certain stores are noticing that it's become a problem, and they're just removing the lid so that you can get whatever you need in there.
Excellent. So what did you make of the bylaw change that we did for the recycling of not recycling, but for the food packaging?
I was thrilled that we made that or took that step.
Yeah.
I don't think most people realize that, not only does it cause a problem and increase our prices in recycling, but it is a health risk given the materials that were used to make that plastic, which involves...
It's unbelievable, right?
Yes. I mean, you're talking heavy metals. You're talking things that should not be...
Well, it's actually the fire retardant chemicals. So not most, all electrical products, any plastic that's used in electrical products these days have to be fire retardant. And the chemicals, it's bromides, it's all sorts, but they're all carcinogenic. It's law that has to go into those plastics. If you then use those plastics to create food plastics, that leaches into the food.
Yes, it does.
But it leaches into the food under it leaches all the time, but there are two conditions that it's hyper leaching, and that's freezing and microwaving. The two things you do.
You do it. Yep.
Yeah, it's insane. No, I didn't know that part of the black plastic when we embarked on having that bylaw instituted. We were just thinking about the savings. Bill had gone on to a select board meeting and said, this is costing us more money. Do you know how much it's costing us? I know how much our bill has gone up. Mm-hmm. I think it went from 400 to 410. Is that correct?
It's 440.
440. Okay.
Yes.
So it shows you how often I open our bills. But is that a 10% increase over
Yes.
the last few years?
Yes, it is.
Okay. What are we penalized as a town? What's the kind of impact?
So the impact is that we're penalized for every ton of contamination over 10%.
Right.
So 10% is our goal,
Okay.
and you'll hear that number a lot. We want
Sure.
to be below 10%.
Yeah.
For every ton, we're charged, I don't know the exact amount because I haven't read through the contract myself. It changes.
But it's a penalty.
But it's a penalty. It's a penalty fee, and you pay that fee for every single ton over that 10%. So when we're at 23%, or actually we're at 21 right now, but I'm trying to,
Has that grown recently?
yes.
I think it has, hasn't it?
grown. Yes, it has.
And do we know why it's grown?
No, there are a few theories out there. I mean, there has been some growth in town. There are new people in town, new businesses.
Yeah,
but that doesn't really
Yeah. Trash
equate
is
to it.
trash.
Trash is
Percentage.
trash.
I mean, 100% of nothing is nothing. So, yeah, we've somewhere along the line, whatever education we did,
Has either been forgotten
Yeah.
or waylaid.
So when you made your presentation, which again, it was very impressive information. I learned a lot from that. You said there was a lot of construction waste.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes.
So where's that coming from?
So again, I haven't been out to see the areas in town. That's part of what the grant is going
I'm
to
not
help
looking for
us
names.
do. Okay. Good, because I don't want to ever throw anybody under the bus. This is more work towards, saving the town money.
Yeah.
But I can imagine that, someone who is re-siding their house, they may not have pulled a permit for it. They don't have a construction crew that's they just need to replace, one side of the house with siding, whatever scraps are there.
Yeah.
Because, it's vinyl, it's plastic, it can go in recycling.
Right.
But it can't.
So that was a very specific example. Is that, I don't know why, I guess because I'm British and all homes are made out of brick. I'm imagining brick, but it's not brick. It's vinyl
not.
siding.
It's vinyl siding, it's scrap wood,
Right.
pressure-treated scrap wood, things like that.
Yeah. So can we take that in at the recycling centre?
That could all go to the recycling center, yes.
So your recommendation to any household that's doing this project, take it to the recycling centre, don't put it in the recycling bin.
Exactly.
What are the other things that have that are causing our figures to go up?
Well, the number one thing causing our figures to go up are plastic bags.
Okay.
And plastic bags with recycling in them, which is probably the worst thing you could do, is to clean out your recycling, put it in a plastic bag, and then put that bag into the recycling. That causes a lot because everything in that bag is everything is gone.
I think I might be a culprit here. So we use the paper bags that were given,
Yes.
and we just throw everything into a paper bag and then take the paper bag and throw that in the recycling bin. Is that a no-no?
A paper bag is fine.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a paper bag, doing it with a paper bag is fine. It's people who put them in the tall kitchen bags. You might have a little drawer that has a bin in it, and you put a...
Oh, so you're talking about a bin liners being
Yeah.
used. We can't use bin liner. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the biggest cause of our numbers. We're trying to hit 10. We're currently at 21. You said 23. Is it heading towards that?
I'm a realist.
Yeah, okay.
and watching the numbers have going up over the last few years, I don't see us going as high as 21 like we did. We went up about 7% over the last year. I don't foresee us going up that much. But if there was no initiative to curb this contamination, then I could foresee us going up another 2%, and maybe that's conservative.
So let me just play devil's advocate for a second. Is this a seasonal thing? Do people tend to do the bags as you've just described? Is that during the winter time when they don't want to be outside playing with recycling, or is it throughout the whole year?
I would love to have a definitive answer for that. Our audits are done generally in the spring, so we only see what comes in
Got it.
once a year. I do know that every season has its problems.
Okay.
Spring and summer, you're going to get more of the yard waste and construction materials. Winter, you're going to get things like Christmas lights and wrapping paper. So I would say it's probably year-round.
Wait,
but
so no wrapping paper?
no wrapping paper.
Okay. No Christmas tree lights?
No Christmas tree lights.
So if you get a dud light, just put it in the bin.
Put it in the trash.
It feels counterintuitive, though, don't you think? This is recycling. This is trash. Let's dump everything in trash. If you don't know, put it in the trash.
Yep.
So, so the bin liners is a big issue for us right now. So no bin liners under any circumstances. No black under any circumstances. No construction waste.
Correct.
No Christmas tree lights. No wrapping paper. What was the other one? No electronics.
No electronics.
I mean, none whatsoever.
No.
Okay. So if we can get that across to the residents and I get businesses must be culprits as well.
Yes. I don't know how many businesses in town actually use our curbside recycling.
Yeah.
I do know that some have their private contract, so larger businesses are probably not as much an issue. I mean, easy disposal is not going to Lowe's to take their dumpsters away.
No, of course not. Of course not.
But, maybe some of these mom and pop shops that do in a strip mall have,
I have to say, so when I had a place on Corporate Park, I had a guy that would come once a week and he would incinerate
everything.
So it didn't matter what you put in there. He was incinerating. And apparently there's a process of incineration which is not bad for the environment. Well, first of all, you're not putting stuff into landfill.
Correct.
But you're creating something that, I don't know if the ashes or whatever can be used for fertilizer or whatever. But there is why can't we do that? Why do we have to separate everything?
So we do that with some things, but some things are better to recycle than to incinerate. It costs a lot to make new glass, for example.
Okay.
The process of making glass out of sand is far more intensive than melting glass that already exists and making something new.
Right. I didn't. Yes, I knew that. But that's
same with many plastics. It's better to recycle them than to trash them.
Okay, so someone's benefiting from our recycling.
Oh, yes.
So why is there a cost? Sorry, question.
I mean, the cost really does come from the folks who are taking it away from our homes. They're the drivers, the trucks, the machinery, everything that goes in. You're going to pay this cost whether it's trash or recycling.
Sure.
Because they're using very similar materials to do. They're using the same trucks. They're using, the same people. They're using, one or another facility. So there's cost in everything that we do. And, to have someone actually be able to take your trash away is, in my opinion, worth it.
Oh, I don't disagree. I'm just playing devil's advocate, asking the questions that I can hear listeners going,
yes.
"Oh, Joe, you should have asked them that." Okay. So I've lost my train of thought. Where was I?
People who are benefiting from our plastics.
So what I was going to ask you is, so how do we, obviously education is the most important thing. We need people to be educated and understand what they can and what they can't recycle. But I also heard from your presentation, there are ways to penalize? No, who the big offenders are, don't you?
Well, our haulers do. I don't know yet.
Right.
So
okay.
We have a couple of more meetings with the haulers and the facilities before we get this data collection so that we know who they are. The haulers do.
They know now.
They know now.
So why do they haul it?
Honestly, they will trash it. Sometimes they'll leave the recycling bin knowing that it's going to be contaminated and just throw it in the trash with the next route. And I've heard people complain that they're seeing this, but when the haulers know that that bin is overloaded, there's an ironing board in it. We're not going to take that.
But how? Okay, so an ironing board they can probably see.
Yes.
But if the lid's shut, which is what it's supposed to be,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Let's just let's refresh ourselves with those rules. That lid has to be shut for it to be picked up. So let's assume everyone's followed the rules. The hauler can't possibly know what's in that bin.
Well,
Is that correct? Have I got that right?
When you're pulling up next to the bin,
Yes.
no.
Right.
But once you tip that bin into the truck, there is a camera
Is that right?
shows you the load as it's going in.
Oh.
Yes. So they do know to
Okay.
some degree where our problems are, because they see every time they dump a bin, they see it go into the truck.
Is that recorded?
I've been informed that they don't have recording ability on that. There are some haulers that do. There are also haulers that are looking for new equipment that can do things like that. Some haulers actually have like a GPS button where they can just press a button and say, this location,
Got
this
it.
address.
And that's the information you're interested in.
Yes.
Okay, very good. And so what would the town do with that information?
So what the town would do with that information is work with the haulers before the trucks go out. We have a group of volunteers who are willing to actually lift the bin.
Yep.
If it's contaminated beyond a certain point, then it will be tagged. Again,
Wait, can we do that? Is that something?
Yes.
What are the rules about it's my trash until it's your trash?
So the bins are owned by the town.
Okay. So if you put it curbside, it's the town's.
It's the town's.
Interesting. Okay.
Yes. And so what we would do is lift them. Again, we're not looking for the kid who accidentally threw a trash bag in with the recycling.
No.
We're looking for larger, more obvious offenses.
Repeat offenders.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But once we put that tag on, it tells you exactly what's in the recycling that is not accepted. And then the haulers come through.
Wait, I feel like we've jumped from, what's the tag? So the person that's going around inspecting. Okay, puts a tag on the bin.
Puts a tag on the bin that actually has a list of the things that need to be removed from the recycling, what's not acceptable in that bin.
Okay.
Then the haulers come, they see the tag, and instead of taking the bin, they'll fix a sticker with what can and cannot go into the bin.
Oh, okay. Very interesting.
That's, face forward information on the bin.
So now this is something you're discussing or is actually going to get implemented?
We're working to get it implemented. We are still discussing it. We do need to meet with the Avon facility to have them agree to grade each load as they come in. But the town is really looking to do this. Bill has been very adamant that
Town manager.
Yes, town manager.
Bill. Okay.
He's been adamant that we need to get these costs down or at least keep them from rising.
Oh, I'm totally all for getting the cost down. I'm working on the educational piece right now as opposed to the police piece. But I mean, if you have to do what you have to do, I guess.
Right. And again, as a committee, we're working hard to get this information out before even starting that tagging. So we had our committee meeting last night. We're planning on doing a mobile display, sort of have, examples of recycling that is good and recycling that is bad.
Yeah.
Things that are not supposed to go in there. So we'll have a display, hopefully at Town Hall to begin. And then the way we're designing it, we're hoping to be able to move it to the schools just move it around the town so it more and more people can see.
Do you think it's a school issue? It's young people not knowing or?
No.
Okay.
No, but the reason having this at the schools is so advantageous is that, there are going to be a few little kids out there like me who says, that can't go in there, Mom.
Yeah. So you're hoping it pushes it up.
Yeah. So the children learn, they teach their parents.
Right. Blame the kids. I get it. Okay, so that's quite a big step. If not a technological step, it's going to be an emotional step for a lot of people. What are you doing looking through my bins? Well, I'm serious.
Oh, yes. In speaking with our municipal assistance coordinator, the gentleman who this grant provides to the town to mitigate these issues, he has told me stories of people who had excellent recycling who came running out of the house yelling at him. And he's like, no, you did good.
Yeah.
Leave my stuff alone. So we know this is going to happen. We know this is going to happen.
Yeah.
And there will be training for the volunteers who do go out and check these bins.
I think one of the key pieces of education you can put out there, and we can say it now, public perception? No. Public statement. And that is the bins are owned by the town.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as you put a town's bin on the town's land, which is what you're doing when you put it curbside.
You put it curbside, yes.
It's the town.
Mm-hmm.
It does. I've got to say, though, it's going to feel weird if I have my dressing gown on and look out the window and there's somebody going through my bins. I mean, the immediate response is like, is somebody trying to steal my identity?
Right.
So I don't know if you've got to put them in a uniform or have a big neon light.
They will have gear, so there'll be orange vests. You'll know that they're town employees or town volunteers, rather.
I think that's a really important part of that process.
Yes.
Okay, let's lighten the load. Let's lighten the mood. Tell me about. You've got to see some weird stuff being recycled. What's the strangest thing you've seen being recycled?
Well, I can't say there's one particular strangest thing that I've seen recycled, but at Avon, at our facility in Avon, they have a museum of bad recycling. And there are things in that museum, and it's probably a room about this size. There are bicycles, there are grenades, Grenades. Barbed wire, tons of toys, like, rubber duckies. Those things can't be recycled.
Rubber duckies can't be recycled. Come on, why not?
Reuse them. Give them to somebody else.
Well, yeah, obviously. Or give them to a Jeep owner.
Yeah.
So, grenades. All right.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. Where would you get a grenade to recycle? I mean, that's...
Maybe you're an
ex-military
and, someone went and cleaned out your basement, didn't know what was in a particular box, but just threw the whole box in.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know if we can go any further with that conversation. Grenades. So you don't want grenades in the recycling?
No.
What's wrong with that?
Well, they explode.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you have a trash fire or a recycling fire, and wherever that truck is, things need to shut down for a while to put that out.
So that brings me on to an interest. I mean, lithium-ion batteries.
That's where I was going with this.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
I won't jump the gun.
No,
go with it.
Batteries do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Your little AA, AAA batteries, once they're worn, they are now accepted in regular trash.
Sure.
But anything lithium ion, you should be bringing into hazardous waste.
Yeah. Of which we have, how many hazardous waste days do we have a year? Is it 4?
It's 4.
4.
Although usually there's only one here in town. There's one in Hanover and Abington and elsewhere, but...
Right. So we can go to the Hanover one, we can go to the Abingdon one. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good.
For those, you do need to sign up. So if you're going to go to one of those, you just... Well, there's a little blurb. You'll see it on the town webpage. It tells you who to contact to let them know that you'll be coming.
And what is considered so hazardous you can't even deal with it on Hazardous Waste Day? Because I do think there was some exceptions. Is that correct?
Likely, but I'm not as... I don't know as much about hazardous waste.
I don't think you can take gasoline containers that still have gasoline in them.
Oh, likely not. Absolutely.
So, but what are the things that are considered hazardous waste? I know it's lithium-ion batteries.
Lithium-ion batteries.
Paint.
Certain paints, yes.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot.
Projects, or certain cleaning products, things like Roundup.
Right,
yeah.
Of course.
I would also
But where would you put Roundup? Because that'll leach. If you put it in the regular, I mean, we've got no chance, have we?
We have hope.
Yeah, well, you got to stop buying it.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing that I am trying to do. It's a little bit more difficult to teach people how to refuse items at the store.
Yeah.
But, very little plastic comes into my house because when I make my shopping list, I'll grab cans instead of plastic bottles.
Okay.
Paper products instead of plastic bags. It's hard to change habits. I've been doing this for, all my life. So changing my habits was a little bit easier. But, if you think about it, before you buy it and realize, I don't know what to do with that product when it's gone, don't buy it.
Yeah.
Find a replacement.
Plastics have changed our lives, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, especially in medicine. I mean, there are so many things that we're able to do now with the use of plastics that were inconceivable to my grandmother.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is strong advice. So you got no funny stories. You got So we're actually at time. This has been a fascinating conversation, Nicole. I have enjoyed it. Was there anything that you wanted? Was there any public safety message or anything you wanted to get out there that you don't feel we've covered today?
Well, I would like to say that we're having a library series, a presentation at the library on February 26th at 6:30 that's going to focus around spring cleaning. So when you clean your house, you clean your yard, we're doing a presentation on what to do with those items.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, so we've been doing quite a few library series, and they're definitely worthwhile if you're interested in knowing why you can't put things in or where to take things instead. I mean, we are doing our best to get this education out to everyone.
So that's February
26th, Thursday.
February the 26th, Thursday. What time?
6:30 at the Pembroke Library.
6:30 until?
Likely 7:30. It may go till 8.
Okay, so hour and 90 minutes or whatever. But that'll be a presentation. Is it being recorded by the local scene?
I will need to ask the chair, Megan. She is the one who is coordinating that. But that is something that we have talked as a committee about doing, is having all of these library series recorded so that if you miss it in person, it will be on our webpage.
And do you have like a flyer or something? Have you created a social media post that we can amplify on the chamber to push that out?
Oh, we definitely have material that.
Okay, so we should offline. You should share that with us so we can amplify it and put it on our we have an email blast that we do every Friday. So we should put that on tomorrow's or whenever it is. We'll pretend but we're speaking on a Monday. But no, we should get that out and we should help share that because I think it is important.
Yes.
If nothing else, to get our costs down.
Right.
And to stop us getting penalties.
Right. Because again, the cost that we're at $440 now is based on our last audit. If this next audit is better, we'll stay at $440. If this
it's never coming down.
Probably likely not. With them needing new materials, I mean, it's really hard to change a price on something once it's gone up.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah, no, I understand. But we don't want it to go up.
But we don't want it to go up. And that's the risk we run if we don't have this intervention before our next audit.
Got it. Okay. So, Nicole, and I'm giving you one last chance. Anything else you want to say?
I want to say thank you.
I didn't mean it that way, but was there any other messages you wanted to get out to the public?
Really, the biggest message right now is if you don't know, throw it away. It is better for that to go into the incinerator than for it to risk life.
Wait, so our trash does go into an incinerator?
Some trash goes into incinerators, some
It's
goes
not
into
landfill.
landfills.
Okay.
Massachusetts has both types of facilities.
And what is Pembroke's?
That I don't know.
Okay.
I would imagine that it is a combination.
Right. Okay.
I mean, there are very few active landfills.
Good. But I think the message is, if you don't know, trash.
Yeah.
Throw it away. Okay. Well, thank you to you, Nicole Lydic, from the Recycling Committee. And thank you to thank you for participating. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. This podcast will be available on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube with additional links on our Facebook page. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce. And if you're interested in becoming a member of the Chamber, please go to the Pembroke Chamber of Commerce website, pembrokechamber.org. Nicole, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Fraser.
Our pleasure.